So this week we are week 15. This is week 15 of the Pyramid. Last week we were 4-2, and look, I want to apologize live on air for lying live on air in our last episode, in which I said that the Pyramid went 5-1 last week, and thus the Totem Pole was also 5-1 on those games, and our double guarantees were 5-1. I misspoke because what happened was when I was watching the Bears-Packers game and Caleb Williams was leading the Bears down the field, I put in a Y for yes on that game that Chicago had covered plus 6.5 because I would just assumed we were going to overtime at that point. Caleb Williams starts the pick. I never changed the pick in the spreadsheet, and thus I lied to you live on air on Tuesday. So last week we went 4-2, and in double guarantees, the Pyramid and the Totem Pole went 4-2 as well. The Pyramid this year is 94-82. That's 53.41%, which is a profitable model at this point in the year, and we hope it continues to be that way. Best Bets has picked the Pyramid now 3 weeks in a row, if I'm not mistaken. In those 4 weeks in a row. In those 4 weeks, we've had 3 different 3-0 weeks and a 1-3 week. So right now, the Pyramid best bets are 10-3, which is insane. We've gotten our best bets now up to 28, 33, and 1 on the year. And this week, I got 3 best bets for you. And funny enough, it's the 3 games that we predicted and talked about today. One of them will be a different pick than what I told you I am picking, but these are the 3. And one of them is it's a huge one in that New England plus 1.5 against Buffalo. The Pyramid thinks the wrong team is favored. We have New England minus 4.5, so that is a 6-point difference. Give me New England plus the 1.5 to cover in Foxborough this Sunday. The Rams minus 5.5. We think that spread is nowhere close to where it needs to be. Go ahead and double it and give me Los Angeles minus 10.5 per the Pyramid. So give me the Rams minus 5.5 as the other best bet. These are 2 of the biggest point differences we've had all year. Now, I will say, disclaimer, and this is me going ahead and throwing out an excuse in case both of these bets miss. When we've had the big point differences, we've actually not been very good. I don't have an exact percentage on it, but it has not been. It's been more misses than hits. So there's your excuse right there if those 2 bets miss. Final best bet is Denver plus 2.5 against the Green Bay Packers. The Pyramid, thinks the spread should be Denver plus 0.5. We have 2 other bets as well that are not best bets. It's Indianapolis plus 13.5. We will take Phillip Rivers to cover against the Seattle Seahawks.
Go get it done, Phillip.
That would be unbelievable. I personally would not bet that myself. That's why it's not a best bet. And then I have the Chargers plus 5.5 in Kansas City, which I think that's a laughable spread, honestly. And you might consider betting this as well. That means that with the Totem Pole and the Pyramid, there are 5 double guarantees, 5 bets that both the Pyramid and the Totem Pole agree on. It is those 5 that I listed. New England plus 1.5, Denver plus 2.5, the Rams minus 5.5, Indianapolis plus 13.5, and the Chargers plus 5.5. Those are your 5 double guarantees, and I remind you, the double guarantees last week went 4-2. So it is a trend, we hope, in 2 weeks. Right now, we hope to just make it a coincidence that 2 weeks in a row we have a profitable double guarantee. In terms of the Totem Pole, if you wanted to have Jack's best bets, he's got 3 of them, and the 3 are, he thinks you should also take Indianapolis plus 13.5. He has that as Indy plus 7.5. He hasn't quit on the Colts 1 week removed from Daniel Jones, and he may quit on them next week. We'll see. And then the other 2 are, again, the Chargers plus 4.5. He thinks it should be a pick 'em straight up. And then Chicago minus 7.5. He thinks Chicago should be favored by 12 against Shedeur Sanders in what is going to be a 9-degree kickoff, wind chills of 20 degrees in Chicago, Browns versus Bears. Totem Pole has a bunch of other bets, but that's because the Totem Pole bets on every single one because
Addict. Totem Pole's an addict, man.
every team is on there. But that is your best bets of the week. Again, I'll remind you, they are 3 of them. New England plus 1.5, Denver plus 2.5, and the Los Angeles Rams minus 5.5. Best bets. We hope for another 3-0 week, but we'll see.
Let's have a week, I believe.